right.
Oh, don't read this.
Oh, I just because you went because I heard
dang it.
I knew what the meant and I read it out of instinct.
Now
I know someone's in there.
So cool to learn that. Why does it say it here?
Why do they tell us who's in a movie? Because it might sell it.
I know that would have been so cool. To
Way
be
to
like,
do your job,
He's
movie.
in this movie. We just learned about Pedro being.
We didn't know until
dang
this
it.
moment.
What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We have come back to finish off the franchise, Equalizer 2. Get ready for Coy Jandreau and Greg Alba to ruin this movie for
You're gonna
all of
hate
you.
it because we're gonna talk over it because otherwise we're watching in silence, but you're gonna comment anyway.
Some people are like, oh, this is like movie commentary as well as reaction. Now we're gonna do triple the commentary for the 2.5% that hit the dislike button on the last video.
We might miss more dialogue making jokes that you hate
just
we're
to
having
get
fun.
back at the few.
Yeah.
the minority.
Because most of you loved it, but the ones that didn't, we read those comments.
That was my first time rewatching with Coy. That was his first time reacting, watching ever. And this one, we're going both in. Brand spanking new. Anyway, guys, leave a like because we're going to be doing this. As always, you can catch our full-length reaction, watch along, where you sync up with your own copy of The Equalizer 2. We are watching this off Hulu. Cover several things exclusively with the reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. You excited?
He's got hair this time, so I'm reluctant, but still in.
I know.
I don't know if I trust it.
Kind of prefer the bald look.
Yeah.
But that was just a still. Let's see.
True.
A lot of people love this one.
It has less of an impact negatively than people said about Kung Fu 3, and we both landed well in Kung Fu 3.
I don't know anything about it.
Have not seen it, have not seen her trailer even.
Book 100.
Again, great. Like, Between the World and Me is going to set up so much. I can feel it.
Hot water, please.
Abi burayı kapattık, servis veremiyoruz maalesef.
Excuse me?
Servis yok.
The car is closed.
Playing the fool.
I don't trust these guys.
My brother, he say you can find whatever you wish in Turkey.
How about a man who kidnapped his own daughter and took her away from her American mother?
Yes, you can find that in Turkey.
Maybe next year.
I would give him a chance to stop, to think about the worst thing that could ever happen to him.
Oh, he's going to go for the strike. Get your watch. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hell yeah.
There are two kinds of pain in this world. Pain that hurts, pain that alters. Begun, Sensei Jackson.
Yeah. I love him always giving someone a chance. Like, that's such a good narrative through line.
My baby.
The State Department doesn't know a thing about it, Grace. Just that 45 minutes ago, someone delivered your daughter to the desk downstairs.
So things got equalized.
This divorce is equal.
He's got his fences hat on. Posters everywhere with that hat.
He's a Lyft driver?
That's amazing.
Roberto, it's not easy getting in and out.
Copy center. Lift off.
This is Denzel's first sequel, huh? Other than Glory 2.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this interview and opportunity. Thank you for this opportunity.
Ma, I got accepted. It is with great pleasure.
This is like a reverse on those horror movies that every screenwriter pitches. A Lyft driver who's like a serial killer, you know?
This guy just helps people. He just goes around wanting to help.
But he's
Where you headed?
Correct. First door?
Yes, sir. I'll be there to pick you up when you get back.
I hope that is the end of the movie.
I would love that. Same guy.
That would be a very short time he served in Iraq.
Just a week, bro.
Unless this movie spans like a long period of time.
And a 9-day tour.
Left you something upstairs.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. You coming to the potluck?
Yes, I'm coming. Plates and napkins and forks.
I like how he's more joyous.
He's got a whole new life.
He serves a purpose. He feels vengeful.
I love how this guy just looks. Oh my god.
Oh! Oh my god.
He's just looked confused this whole time. He's not even like scared.
No threat, just killed her. Just. Oh.
They mean business.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez?
I got your name on a piece of paper in my pocket.
American.
S'il vous plaît, il n'a que 10 ans.
Stop talking. Your son's gonna be home any second. Right? Open your mouth.
No.
Open your mouth.
Damn, that is sinister. This movie knows how to paint villains. Both these movies know how to paint villains, man.
That was what, a minute, and he's like the worst.
Yeah.
Ordered a book last week?
Yeah.
He's a Lyft driver, but doesn't have Amazon.
I'll be right back.
2018. Come on.
Oh, she knows secret. Oh, he's just checking in on her.
Came in yesterday.
Thank you.
What number?
Last one.
100?
Ooh.
Sign is down?
Oh, a change of circumstances. Not going anywhere now.
Wholesome.
I feel like if I was the mom, I'd still kind of want to know. In case, like, what if my daughter gets taken away from me again? Yeah.
Like some closure.
Yeah.
I do like the added pep in Denzel of like him feeling vindicated in what he's doing.
Now that I know Pedro's in this, I just keep waiting for him to show up.
Good guy or bad guy? What do you think?
I think he's totally a bad guy.
Yeah.
Could you just help her get in her apartment?
Oh, man. If you hurt a woman, he is going to come after you.
I'm the Lyft driver that you called to take home your girlfriend.
Not a girlfriend, man. Just an intern.
The credit card was invalid.
Let you hang with us because your daddy's a client. You f up the first thing.
I heard about these. I've never seen one before.
Yeah, well, now you have. Look, pay yourself whatever and give yourself a nice tip.
I'm a bad guy.
Took her to Mass General. They're pumping her stomach as we speak. What's her name? You don't know, do you?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna need your cameras, cell phones, anything you might have used to record what you did to her.
Record? Damn. Martin Scorsese's The Equalizer.
You knocked on the wrong door tonight, Pops.
Oh my god.
With the card!
Oh my god.
With the metal card! Yikes! Oh! Two
He's
at once.
just murdering you.
Just two at once.
Damn.
Oh! 29 seconds.
Call 911. You tell them the truth about what happened in here tonight. Her name is Amy. Give me your left hand. Give me your left hand.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
Just the darkness in him.
I expect a 5-star rating, you understand? Not for me, though. For who?
For Amy.
That's right. For who?
For Amy.
Do
For
it.
who?
For Amy. Ah!
Just full-blown darkness vigilante.
Love it.
I know. It's awesome.
And like making them so deserving of his fucking scoring in like seconds.
This is how he's earned all his 5-star ratings.
Breaking hands.
Leave one man alive.
Rate me and tip me.
I just love how he just resorts to killing. Like,
He's always got an alibi.
I go right to killing
He's
you.
got an alibi because he's over. Like he's got the timestamps and then the tip.
Hello, Susan.
Oh, in God's name, do you know it was me?
I can smell you.
Hey.
Oh, he's got a new book out.
Maybe I should read it, huh?
Geopolitics of Nepal prior to the 1816 Sagali Treaty is your bag, definitely.
Friendship has its limits.
That's a clever.
Good expression. I like that.
That's clever.
I realized that I didn't have any clothes left that Vivian had ever seen. And she said, I don't know what happened to those purple shirts that you used to buy. And then I put one on that she liked.
Wow. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Go home, huh? Make peace with it. Is what Vivian would have wanted.
But we need Equalizer 3.
Yeah. Can't find peace.
So screw Vivian's wishes.
Sorry.
Sorry, Vivian, but you're dead.
You can't leave Boston.
But yeah, like the first one was slowly revealing who he was, and now that we know who he is, we just get to zero in.
And it's like diving deeper into details and personal and
yeah, that's pretty cool.
And the immediacy of things, because the sequel we already know, so the villains are immediately like the worst, and it's a very cool way to do a sequel. Oh.
What? On his turf?
Hey, Mr. McCall, maybe you could find out who did this to Fatima's garden.
Kids.
Well, a bunch of kids are about to get murdered in 30 seconds.
No second chances. Hey, it's the kid from an American Saga, Wu-Tang. He plays RZA.
Oh, that's cool.
He's so good, dude. This kid's so talented.
You should let somebody else do this thing.
Like who?
You know they got painting companies around here.
I know they charge $600-700 to do the job. I know that.
Should I do this for $350? I'm an artist, man. I go to Bridgeview Arts.
Why aren't you in school?
I don't be doing all them everyday classes.
And it takes talent to make money, but it takes brains to keep it, Miles.
I wish Denzel was my dad.
He's just a good dad.
From that one scene, I can tell he's good because most of the time, a scene like that, I would go, sounds like that's the actor's audition scene.
Yeah, and instead you're like, he's keeping up with Denzel, and he's interesting and charismatic.
Yeah, he's very believable. Yeah.
I've been thinking about your offer. Been calibrating 250. I take care of all of this for you.
You can only work on it after school. Don't curse. What time you get out?
3:15.
Okay, after school, 3:15. Deal?
Cash, aye?
Okay, cash.
Oh,
there he is. Clean cut Pedro.
You have questions?
Oh, Mr. Calvert did work for us, and when something occurs to one of ours...
Oh, he's corrupt.
I think he might be a good guy.
I don't know. Why is he second credited? Maybe because it's Pedro.
Today I broke a personal best. Successive days alive.
That's great.
That's the portrait of my sister Magda. My sister Magda and I were sent to different camps. I see somebody auctioning my painting. I got here the proof.
No record, no bill of sales. He just keeps going back to court to hear the same thing.
Get in there. Get in there.
Equalize it.
Listen, do me a favor.
Yeah?
See what you can find out. Yeah?
Oh, another dinner, then.
I'm worried she's going to die.
I'm very worried. She's more likable and more screen time.
Yeah.
And sell records?
You'll have them later today.
I'm going to go bad guy still.
I'm going to say good guy, but he gets in the way of Denzel doing his job because he's by the book.
I don't know. Seems to me the judge isn't paying attention to me.
Oh, this poor guy.
My uncle commissioned the portrait. My little brother, she'd say, my Sammy, I could never protect her. To lose her twice.
This old guy is great.
He's so good.
He's great, yeah.
Date on Calvert's hard drive just came in.
No, we'll talk about it on the plane. I want to get out of here as soon as we can, run some tours by stand. Monsieur, pardon. Merci.
I don't trust this elevator
Nope.
ride.
About to get winter soldiered.
I see you downstairs at 6.
You got it.
Hey, and how about some of that delicious Belgian chocolate you're always talking about? Or you're not getting on the plane.
Guess I'm going back out.
Oh, no. It's going to happen, isn't it?
We're gonna lose Pedro already?
No, her.
Oh,
Melissa
yeah, no,
Leo.
she's gone. This is it. Those two people we met?
Oh, crap.
No.
This time,
She got too close.
equalizing is personal.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Où est l'argent?
Attention, monsieur!
Où est l'argent?
Nice,
Fuck
nice.
yeah, Mr. Leo.
Let her have a shot.
Are you? Come on!
Oh.
Put up a fight.
They got like 100 pounds on her, man. That's
At least she's put up a hell of a fight.
she's
Yeah.
going for it, man.
Picasso this entire building.
Picasso it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How much?
It's becoming fences.
It is becoming fences. It's the hat, man.
Soon he's going to start really criticizing this guy.
Just angrier and angrier.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, listen, I'm reading your book right now, and I can't believe you.
Somebody's going to Belgium.
Yo, Mr. McCall, you good? Hey, yo, Mr. McCall.
Oh, he even left his book. The pacing of this one's interesting. There's a lot more atmosphere.
Yeah.
They use their environments a lot more and just let that kind of be the mood.
And there's more subplots. Like there's a lot, like the old man, him, the kid. Like there's a lot more going on.
There's this sort of existentialism quality, like the questioning of purpose of life.
Mm-hmm. And the first book was Between Me and the World, which is like.
I mean, he can't attend this, right? He's supposed to be dead.
Oh, yeah. Might be a tell.
Pedro totally stuck them on her.
You think he's a bad guy?
1000%.
You might be right, but I hope you're not.
It happens in these hotels, these robberies. But she never wore any jewelry, except for this. They're working with Interpol. Promised to find whoever it was.
It's a sorrowful experience, man.
I thought that was really interesting. The way he receives.
This is a very interesting action franchise.
It really is.
Because there's so much dramatic heft in these films. And most people just talk about like the action scenes. But this is real character. Yeah, there's like other than the obvious death to grieve, there is a grievance tone throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
Like from beginning to end.
It's very sorrowful.
Yep. It's like even the subplots deal a lot with loss and
lack
trying
of
to
control,
accept it.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the person with the painting,
Yeah, he can't do.
He can't accept it. But people don't like when we make commentary. 2.5%.
Excuse us, 2.5%.
Whoa. What just happened right now?
Was not expecting any of that. So many bad people. We've met a lot of there's a lot more disparate villainy in this.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's not so
I'm sure it'll congeal.
Is anyone else super fascinated by this franchise? Because he's committed so much violence, but then it's so interesting to see this moment where, because of someone he loves, he has a hard time looking at the violence.
And the violence is jarring now. Like they shot it, so I'm more repulsed by it.
Yeah, that was it was disturbing. It was a disturbing scene.
You got fat, Dave.
He looks deep, Vic.
He does, because we're so used to him grizzled.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Oh, wow.
I was in the same lobby when that bomb went off. Susan, she knew. I was your partner for 7 years, Mac. I never kept anything from you.
Ah, okay.
You still at the beach?
Not a long time.
Well, they got me that cabin. Take the wife and kids up a couple times a year. Didn't have any of it.
It is so cool seeing them together.
It is.
Yeah.
I think he's a bad guy now, but it's great to see it.
Yeah. Definitely a bad guy.
She never pushed a button, Dave.
Who?
Susan, on the elevator. She never pushed a floor number. I checked all the video. The backpackers got on first.
Oh, he looks nervous.
A couple of tweakers. The sheets as long as my arm. Gas explosion. At least that's what they're calling it.
What do you call it?
Cover up.
Below a third rib.
Close quarter techniques.
Exactly. That was taught.
Mac, whatever it is, whatever you need. Same mud.
Same blood.
Oh, they're setting us up to feel hurt by
There's
his
gonna be betrayal from Pedro Pascal. Not ready for it.
But I will be okay if we end.
That
and
is.
It's all right.
I'll be okay with that. Please. Maybe he's in 3. We don't know.
It's cool how he's got the the exact right apartment
To see that
to
one.
observe everything.
I mean, he would pick that. He moved somewhere.
He can still be inconspicuous.
He might have
Still
bought the
see
one
it all.
across the way. You don't know. That's what he
It's true.
does. That's why he likes courtyards.
It's a neat movie, man. They're like away with the mystery of his character. Now we're just looking at the soul of him. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's no discovery, so it's a different thing. It's
I just expected like
another action
I'm
movie.
like, oh, it's a sequel. There's gonna be like cool action. Yeah. Vin Diesel can do this superpower too in Fast and Furious.
Very similar franchise. Fuqua's so good at dread and like making violence so palpably uncomfortable.
Next to Calvert was on his right side.
He was right-handed. Why?
His wife was shot by somebody
Left-handed. Somebody else was in that room.
Smart.
Powder residue came from a latex glove. 20,000 euros were found in the backpacker's flat.
Susan was about to figure out who was in that room. That's why she was killed, Dave. The two are connected.
He's doing all the hard figuring out.
Pedro's gonna betray us, and I'm not gonna like it.
I mean, he was his partner for 7 years. You think he would have the skill set to match figuring this out, right?
Yeah, unless he's setting it up.
Don't kill Miles.
Just because he's late to paint.
Yo, man, elevator's closed.
Oh.
Damn.
Maybe he does these things because... Oh. He's so
Choreography is so good.
He's so cool. Well, you can tell it's really Denzel doing it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, dual wielding!
Because it's the sequel.
2 guns.
Equalized.
But 2 guns.
Oh, also 2 guns. A Boom comic book.
Yes.
No, you gotta spin a bin. Yeah. Then kill your brother? Yeah. You gotta go take care of that tonight. Run down on you.
Miles, you can't be a killer. I'm going to kill all these guys so you don't kill.
I'm the killer.
Don't come back without it empty. Shit.
Let's go, Miles. Sit down.
Shit.
Sit down. Sit down.
It's so control.
Let's go, Miles. Let's go, Miles.
You know this nigga?
You know him? Yeah, he knows he's on him. He's taking control of the situation.
Is it what you want? I thought you wanted the drawer. Isn't that what you said?
That shit gonna pay the fucking bills?
You need to be a killer, a little yummy, huh? You need them. Start with me. No, start with me. Here, start with me. Come on, killer. Put it right there. Shit. You know what they are up there? They liars. And so am I. See what happens when you deal with a liar? Huh?
Yeah, he's really teaching a lesson here.
You got talent. You got a chance, and I want to hear about your environment, what your mama didn't give you, and the white man won't give you no shot. You got a chance. Use it while you're still alive. You don't know what death is.
Wow.
That was a great scene.
He is being pushed to the brink, man.
Kid is so good.
The mentorship life guidance stuff in the first one and some of the speeches, like they all had heart. These hit so much more real
I'm
in
so
this
like
movie.
uncomfortable.
I'm
I'm
this
so
is like
like
a whole
affected.
different movie.
Really is.
It rings so much more true in all these scenes.
Just your change for the extra pay.
Would you like something to drink?
Yeah.
Come on in.
I bet Denzel personally picked him.
I almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
What's she making?
Arroz con pollo.
Your mom's makes the same thing.
Does she?
Yeah, she puts some.
I want your mom's. And this is not your house. You understand?
Yeah.
Teach your manners.
Yo, this wall need a paint job.
Yeah, it does.
I could do it for you.
Could you? How much?
I could get a plate of that food. 115.
115, right?
Yeah.
Read that. Can you read?
Tennessee coast between the world and me.
All right. You read that, we got a deal.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'd still read it, though.
That lack of judgment and Can You Read, man? Like, so many great... What a beautiful movie.
Airport?
Yeah,
Was it somebody's birthday?
my daughter.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He knows. How did he specifically get him to pick him up?
Yeah, the Uber riding thing.
Guess you don't fly that often. Been driving in the opposite direction of Logan for the last 3 minutes.
He's gonna take him out with one elbow in a car.
It's all it takes. It's all it needs.
Whoa, these are great shots. Damn, what a well shot sequence.
That's so sick.
Oh! Dude, that was great. That was a really well done sequence.
That was so cool.
Now pick up your next ride.
3 minutes away. 5 stars. Man.
And you know who stuck that guy on him?
That first guy. And Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, man.
Because he was getting on to him. I know. I don't want to believe it.
I love the buildup of this storm.
Yeah.
We're going to get some kind of a cool crescendo, aren't we?
More rain, Denzel.
It never has to go to the dentist.
Gotta be the gardener?
Great.
What if he's a good guy?
No, this is where the movie tries to convince you.
It
he's
might
good.
have. I believe in you, Pedro.
Seriously. Baby.
Pedro
the
being a
movie's-
daddy again.
I think the movie's trying to convince us the archetype that he's going to betray him. I'm Team Pedro. I'm back. I'm back Team Good Guy.
Honey, the front doorbell is broken. Your old army buddy was at the back door for almost 5 minutes.
Actually, I was his team leader 7 years.
I got the days mixed up. This is Robert McCall. This is my wife, Carol.
Hi.
He was waiting for something else specifically.
Sit down. Come here.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
He thought he was dead.
I might be back. It's working because I just love Pedro Pascal.
I took this off the guy who tried to kill me yesterday. Whoever we're looking for made calls to that phone.
What's he on the lookout for?
I wanted to believe.
Government shut us down. I went private right after. Now there's a price next to them.
We killed the enemy.
Who said they were the enemy? We just followed orders.
It's fair. It's fair.
No one knew the Brussels contract was a deep agency asset. Susan was going to figure out who was in that dining room until you crawled out of your grave.
Oh, he revealed himself to her.
It's all of us. Ari, Resnick, Kovac, all of us.
Oh, wow.
Gentlemen.
That's pretty good for a dead guy.
We all want you to know none of this is personal.
Oh, he's found his equals.
The mistake you made was you killed my friend. So, I'm gonna kill each and every one of you. And the only disappointment in it for me is that I only get to do it once.
His family's in the background. That's
Love that.
Dave said you could give me a lift to the station.
Help and company? Let's go.
See? Help and company.
You take the little one.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Come on.
Oh, you taunt.
Smiling
I
at him.
love it.
Oh, it's so good.
Love it.
Perfect.
I thought Equalizer 3 is coming later because this might not have done well, but I'm beginning to think It's probably because they put a lot of thought into the movie.
Yeah, like had to reshape it to be something special.
So thought out, like it's the way it's executed is like really thought out. Like this is a shorter runtime, but it feels so much more patient.
There's so much more nuance to this franchise than most.
He knows how they move. He knows what they would do. He was the leader. Oh, no.
I'm so worried.
Yeah, I'm at your crib, actually. Yo, you got any food around here? I'm starving.
Oh, no.
Hey, out toward the street. Tell me what you see.
Oh, it's just some dude out here delivering pizza.
He really bought pizzas.
This is making me hungry like the last one, but different.
Well, he actually had pizza boxes.
Yeah. Just in case for the weight. It's got to look good.
I'd like 2 extra large pepperoni pizzas.
For this murder.
Just get the small pizzas.
No, I'm hungry. I want to slice them
extra
away.
large.
It's got to hide the silencer too, bro.
Miles, listen to me real careful. Go to the bedroom. Go to my bedroom. You'll see a bookshelf.
There's a book by Richard Wright, Native Son.
What?
Pull the book out.
You'll see a button behind it.
I want you to push the button.
Push the button, Miles.
It'll open up. You go inside. You close the door behind you.
Oh, man.
That's cool. I want to install one of those.
I really want a safe house bookcase.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Be quiet.
Be very quiet. Don't move.
Yo, who are these people?
Let me worry about that.
Be quiet, Miles.
Much quieter, Miles.
Get in the hole. Go inside.
Yo, man, I don't do well in small spaces. Shh. He's looking right at me.
Don't worry about it. It's a two-way mirror.
It's too dark in here.
This is legit scary.
It's so tense.
Damn. You really don't want him to die.
Oof.
Come on, he might have prepared for every detail.
Fuck.
Smart. Interrupt him. You thought you could catch me here, huh?
How you doing, Dave? You know who it is.
Listen, since you're in my house, water my plants for me, please.
Smart. Yeah.
But he waited till the last minute. Yeah.
You know where I'll be.
Now,
Doesn't even
Miles,
keep
get
watching.
back to painting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where he's headed.
That was an interesting rack focus situation.
He's going to the hardware store. Showdown
It's
at the
where we must fight.
at the Home Depot store again. I'd wait. I would
Like
wait
hours.
I'd wait like
Hours.
I know, right? I would,
A very long
I don't
time.
know why people in movies do this.
I'm gonna go check it out. No.
I'd be like, I'm gonna wait like several hours.
I'm gonna sleep here and then.
Yeah, I'd wait till the morning. This is so scary.
Literally no reason to leave. You should. Oh,
Back up.
Dude,
should have stayed for a lot longer.
that was the one decision in this movie.
I mean, it's because the kid's naive and scared. They set that out, but still.
Yeah.
Just got off a double shift. Just gonna check and see if I left my gas on.
All right, make it quick. Let the gray BMW through.
Copy that.
Oh, I want to buy a BMW. I wonder where that came from.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, Twister.
Beautiful done. The storm's, it's bigger than I expected. I didn't know they'd go coastal with this storm.
Zeus is going to throw lightning bolts from the sky. It's going to become a Lovecraftian film.
My body is so tense. I'm so sore.
That was a really suspenseful scene.
What a beautiful last setting. An abandoned town in like the throes of madness.
In the mouth of madness, Lovecraft, who often had his work in Massachusetts.
That was his wife's bakery.
I think Pedro played this role great.
Yeah.
Like it. Sometimes when you find out someone's a villain, there's like a total switch, but it feels like the same guy.
And I bought the duplicitousness until they had to make me believe. Like, it was great.
Again, so much more use of environment and weather. Yeah.
Yeah. And another great setting for the finale.
Instead of being inside, they're outside this time.
But still rain. Not yet, but it'll come. I think.
Yeah.
What an expensive set.
I know. I feel like the whole movie was like, this is a lot more simplified the way they did a lot of this. But then this whole sequence, like, this is where they throw all their money, right?
Yeah, the weather environment building, insane.
I got movement, 12 o'clock.
Locking down south side.
I love how Denzel hasn't even threatened to release the information. He's like, I'm just going to kill you.
Yep, that's it. That is a good way to escalate the stakes. In the beginning show, he's willing to give remorse. Nah, no remorse.
Murder. There's a lot of cool locked off shots in this one. Anton Fuqua discovered GoPros.
Great sound design, too, at this setting. The eyeball lock off, that's intense.
Oh, hell yeah. Put his hand in there. Or his face. Booted him in the face! Oh! Fell for the old mirror trick.
Push towards the ocean.
Cool. This movie has surprised me so much.
It's such a different tone. Oh, wow.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take out all the nerves.
Whoa!
Whoa! Wicked POVs. Wow, great shot. What a great shot. I wonder how they made this. Like, what's digital? Just the sky?
Dolly and get rid of the...
I got a blood trail. Looks like he's headed across the main drag.
Rear the bakery.
You're going to die up there, dude.
100%. Ha!
I love this aesthetic so much. It's like a video game fight.
It really is.
Gotta kill that guy. Nice. Oh. Nicely done.
Resnick, do you copy? Come back.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh god.
Just me and you, Dave. Nobody's left.
Not exactly.
I mean, yeah. I guess you're safer up there.
I mean, the kid's not with him.
Always have a contingency plan.
Oh, that's right. Totally forgot about him.
Miles there.
Yeah. So pulled into the moment, I wasn't even thinking ahead.
Show yourself and I won't kill the kid. The wind makes it interesting.
Great. The wind makes it interesting.
Tail light.
Oh, did he actually get clipped?
Time's up, Matt!
Oh, it's smart.
Damn, he just had to like glance at the. He didn't even like fucking. He just. Yeah. The wind does make it interesting.
You could have saved your wife! You could have saved Susan! And you're not gonna save this kid! Show yourself!
Oh shit, what the hell? He got up there?
Oof. Damn.
Oh, he's going for the eye gouge. Okay, okay.
No, I was so worried. I don't want to see that shit.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Man, the amount of nerve severing.
The pain of that death.
Yeah. When his limbs just went all.
Yeah, you just cut him apart.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did get slightly clipped.
Yeah, you got clipped in that taillight shot, I think.
Oh, is this his home?
Oh, yeah.
He eventually did go back home.
Yeah, went in and out. It's not bad.
My mom's just gonna be pissed. Yo, not at me, man. That's true.
You talk to her then.
You talk to her then?
All right.
We didn't see her, what she looked like, huh, in the first movie?
I don't think so.
In Search of Lost Time, the book's right there. Oh, her glasses.
Oh, it was her last book.
Yeah.
Now he's back to the book. It was her copy.
Come on, sit down.
They were meant to hand off the franchise to Miles.
That's what 3 is.
Yeah.
A young Equalizer.
It's a passing of the baton.
What are you drawing?
I'm working on a superhero character.
What's his power?
He equalizes.
He knows things before you do. You know, he has secret rooms, magic locks.
I love it.
No respect, I appreciate that.
Oh, I thought she was going to be like, what are you going to call him? And he was going to say,
Equalizer.
The Equalizer 2.
Denzel Washington.
Wow.
Oh.
Robert painted all that?
Oh.
What about the old man?
Yeah, I think that's got to be the ending. Or picking up the guy at the airport. But what's the old man? What's the paint?
I leave you the best of myself with the signature right there.
Yeah, I wonder if the old man painted that.
When a resident says things that are grandiose by nature, if you could just give me a moment, okay?
Oh my God, he got it for him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's even crazier, man.
Hi, Sammy.
Aww. What is this sequel? This is wild. This movie really surprised me, man.
It's so
Yeah.
different than any other. I don't know what genre this is.
This is like
A drama
this is
thriller?
a hard. This is a drama, man. It wears its paint on its sleeves, man.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 chairs.
I thought it was beautiful they let him sit there like that moment for them. The apples.
Wow.
Not the movie I expected.
Not at all. There's not even like callbacks to the first one. They don't do any of that like sequel shit, other than you know characters that continue over for like Bill Pullman and Melissa Leo.
Sure.
But there's no like winks and nods.
We don't know how you know, what's her name's doing. Like it just
or the
moves.
security guard guy from the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you Chloe Grace Moretz you were talking about. Yeah, they don't even bother with any of that.
No, they just like move.
Yeah, and it really gets you like invested in this story. That was so surprised. I was so surprised by just how different it was the entire time, and in a great way. Like the first one was more fun.
Yeah.
But this like sucked me into the drama of it all.
The first one's like 70% John Wickian action, 20% drama, 10% like thriller. This one was like 60% drama, 20% thriller, 10% action, and 10% I don't even know what. Like there's a new thing here. Like it's very tense and palpable pain.
Yeah, there's like action sequences. If anything, in the movie segues into being more of what it wants to be. Like it starts off like the beginning of this movie is what I thought the whole movie was going to feel like.
Yeah. The opening is like more like the first movie.
Yeah, the opening is he's like, look at him in a disguise and he's equalizing up and out this little girl, like cool. And it's
to
fun.
remind you, and it catches you up, and it puts you in the like. This is what the movie, and then it just woof.
Then it transitions. It's slowly.
But the transition's quick once the killing happens.
Yeah.
Then it changes genres as soon as the same type of death. Because we were both like, oh, they're good at the villain. It felt like they were just setting up the new villain in the same way.
Yeah.
And then it changed immediately, and it never came back.
I thought we were okay. That guy's our villain of the movie. Let's
we don't see him for another hour.
Let's see them fight each other. Yeah, I didn't even recognize him.
He literally is the guy that got like his stomach guts blown out, but we didn't see him again for an hour until after we had the Pedro Willie, won't they?
That was so surprising. I was really emotionally caught up in that because it was a bit of a recalibration, I would say, when it started introducing the subplots and the different characters of, okay, we're getting acquainted, but this is moving a little slower than I expected. And then before I knew it, I'm really pulled into what they're actually doing. And even I think a real switch that started to happen for me earlier on, because this movie is transitioning into being, I think that's what they got right with the directing and editing, especially was we can't just do this movie right away.
It has to be a sequel first.
We have to transition it. And it was when he killed the guys at the those Wall Street.
Yeah, the bros,
because it wasn't the cathartic kind of kill when he first kills the Russian people in the first movie. Because when he first kills the Russian people in the first movie, you're like, wow, cool. This is freaking surprising. Look how cool he is. And in this one, it's like that scene, but instead what you get caught up in is, look how dark of a character he's become. Like he is just, you could feel the darkness within him. Like,
and then it was interesting, the duality of that darkness of like murder is bad with the joy of like how he's cleaning up his town. Like him bopping around in the beginning because he's like found this purpose. Like when, you know, he rescues the girl, he sees her and he like spins around that pole. Like there's a jubilance to him knowing, and then you see him in the act of doing the killing, how like dark that is, like how painful it is.
Yeah, and then when Melissa Leo dies, like
that scene was hard to watch.
I do like how they let her at least, you know, put up a good fight.
Oh yeah, like that made sense for the character and also, you know, what the movie's saying, but it was hard to see, you know, a 95-pound older woman getting broken down to these two, you know, big guys.
And even the choice of the villain of, you're talking about one of your favorite words, duality.
It's the duality of man. It's big. It's big and big.
But to make him essentially another path that Robert, I keep just want to call him Denzel, but essentially give another path that Robert himself could have gone down.
Mm-hmm.
Robert himself could have reacted that way as well and just been like, yeah, I'm an assassin for hire.
Yeah.
Instead, he just kills people who he thinks are doing bad.
He's the Craigslist vigilante.
Yeah, he is the Craigslist. It did not follow through. Now he's a Lyft driver vigilante.
Guys, he's just doing all the day labor jobs. In California, you got to do different 1099s. Frankly, I hope Denzel's up on it. I do find the tone shift interesting because not a lot of sequels can change that much and still feel like the franchise, but it still does.
Yeah.
Like, I love when, like, Alien to Aliens is the most prominent example, I think, of, like, completely changing genres and still working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious if the third film is a different thing. Like, do you think it'll still be a drama, thriller, pain experience?
I don't know. I haven't even seen the trailer for it.
I don't know if there is one. Is there one?
Yeah, that's what made me go.
Oh.
That's what made me ask you about this.
Okay. I was that removed from this whole
Because
experience.
I was going to cover it, and then I was like, I don't even remember the first movie. So
You're like, I will watch that. Oh, we could watch that.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know what I would say, and I don't want to read Wikipedia. And then I talked to you, and you didn't watch it. So I was like, oh, well, man, now I got an excuse.
I'm so glad I never knew there was a Boston Denzel movie because I would have watched it and I wouldn't have had this experience. And now I can't wait for a Boston Denzel 3.
Do you know which one you liked more? I think I might have liked this one a little bit more.
I think it would be like Alien and Aliens where I would watch it depending on mood. If I want an action thriller that's smart, I'm going to watch the first one. If I want to watch a drama that makes me very, very tense and think about dread, I'm going to watch this one. They're different animals. Do you want a burger or pizza?
Because, yeah, what I thought this movie also did surprisingly really, what I would like for the third, really quick, what I want to throw out there is what I would like for the third one is he really needs to have, no pun intended, he needs to have an equal matched villain.
Sure.
He really needs that by this point. Someone who can truly, like, he needs a Moriarty.
Yeah. And I did find that both villains, the first one felt more of his equal, but in his brutality and in his like
He felt more of an equal till we got to the finale.
right, and then it was suddenly like depowered. But
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal's character, when he's up on that thing, he gets taken out by like wires, and I was like, nah, like it just without that happening, how would Denzel, who's so calculated, have solved that problem?
Well, yeah, I thought that, okay.
That bothered me a bit.
These guys have been in the field. They've still been killing, and they were people Denzel used to, part of his past is connected to them. So I thought that, okay, this is going to be a bit of a challenge.
Mhm.
And, I mean, yeah, it took a lot of calculation. It was still really tense. Like, I loved
Oh,
the
it was
finale.
so tense. That was beautiful.
The whole setting of that finale was great. I loved it. The one part of me that I wish it had was, again, should have been a little bit harder for him to take on some of these guys.
I don't like that the big bad was taken out by nature first. I don't like that the variable wasn't in his control because he's all about control.
But
That bothered me a little bit.
That was such an idiotic. That was an idiotic maneuver for him to be up there.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it was like,
And
dude,
the arrogance kept him up there, and
yeah, like that was his first downfall, was just being a dumbass up
Yeah.
there.
Which was, like, that's a good note.
Like, I feel like he chose the high ground too because he's kind of a coward.
Right.
Yeah, like I'll be the one to stop you.
I'll just sit up here. You guys go get killed.
You
Or, like
guys
I
get
know
the
a couple
field.
of you are gonna go, and they all go.
Yeah.
But like the third act is a very unique action set piece. Like I can't even imagine designing a hurricaned Cape Cod. Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that set was like. I can't imagine what it was like to have all those variables, and the way it was shot was fascinating.
I thought that was brilliantly done. I do wish we got a bit of a minor resolve for Bill Pullman.
Yeah, we don't know.
That kind of just
You
left
dropped him off. Dropped him off.
They didn't even take
Where'd
him
he go?
out from the hotel.
Last time we saw him was just anguish.
Yeah.
And like then we're gone.
Yeah, because this movie had more in its mind. It was like a sorrowful reflection. It was the whole story was like a grievance tale.
This felt like the first one felt like a Punisher movie, and this one felt like Old Man Frank. Like his last mission, he's like, "Killing sucks, but it's what I love."
Yeah, it's interesting to get an Equalizer 3 because this feels like a great ending for it, especially for the fact that he goes home.
It feels like he knows he has to do the killing, but we realize that it's not cool to kill. Like it's not like a joyous thing, and that's why I like the duality of him being so joyous while the killing was actually so painful.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the third one can be because those are two very resounding lessons.
Yeah. I hope it's not just a fun action movie, especially after this, because I thought this becomes just a silly, like, I thought it was going to be like double the action.
It's
and I
half
was like,
the action.
there's less action. But it's, I really like the subplots. Like I like the characters in the other one. I like the subplots. But like when Miles was in danger.
Oh man, I was so tense.
I was on the edge of my seat.
That panic room scene was a lot.
I really thought it could go either way.
Yeah, I believed him getting killed. Because we liked
yeah.
him enough that I was like, they did that scene right before where we are endeared to the guy.
Yeah.
So they might kill him because that's what you do. You make it love the kid and then you kill him. So it like Denzel's got vengeance to right.
Yeah, the first one's more clever in the sense of like, what's cool about both these movies is they both have a by the numbers kind of plot.
Yeah.
By the numbers action plot. It's what makes them special is the way they execute them. And not just with its action scenes, but its overall storytelling. Like when we watched the first Equalizer, I was like, I don't recall like how great of a character this guy is written.
Yeah.
You know? And in that movie, you're really witnessing him in the perspective of how others witness him. And this one, you're more in his POV.
Yeah, you live with him as a character here.
Yeah.
He's less of a shark just causing things.
Yeah. Like that one, you're like, look how cool he is.
Yeah, because it's Denzel. You're just like, oh.
But-
And you know what? By the end, hair made it better. Because like that made it a different character visually.
He grew as a person,
but
did his hair.
I think the visual difference of like him helped me. Like in the first,
Yeah.
I think the opening, him being bald, I think that was a subconscious, like this is a man that's changed.
True. It seems like there was a deliberate choice about
right.
that. Because he is bald in the beginning of the movie.
That's
and
what I
then
mean.
he has
That was
hair.
when he was Equalizer 1 Equalizer.
Or was it just a choice to show a passage of time of how long he's been equalizing?
They didn't really give us that though. It didn't.
I mean, the
couldn't-
hair is an indicator.
I mean, it's clearly been 2 to 3 months, but like I don't know how fast hair grows, but like it clearly like it felt like a different, not character, but characterization of the character.
Yeah. Wonder if he's bald in 3.
And we'll find out
It's
which
like
kind
that
of movie
Mission
it is.
Impossible shit. Is his hair long or short this time?
What tone are we gonna get by Denzel's hair? Either way, I mean, I know Denzel's like the guy. Like I feel like when people talk about the great actors, it's Denzel. And this franchise shows how you can make an action franchise way more interesting by having someone that powerful. Because
Yeah.
the scene with him and Miles is like that scene in the lobby right after the elevator is one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen about making a choice about which way your life's going to go. And the way he breaks him down, the way he builds him back up, the way he then threatens him, the way he gives him power, the way like all of those moments and dynamics in like what 4 minutes. That was incredible acting from both of them that wouldn't work with most actors.
And I like how you can tell that part of what propels him there is the pain that he's feeling from the loss of his friend.
Right.
And now he's trying to save this person. You could tell that becomes a thing where he just has to get involved. And he doesn't even have to say it. But
And
the
there's none
movie
of those
does a good job
speeches
of
like, don't
showing-
become like me. It didn't have to. Like,
Yeah.
looking at my eyes is everything he needs to say about like what that world is.
Yeah. That was wild. I thought the gangsters would come back in some way.
I liked that I like that the movies that are in this genre normally would have been that.
Yeah. Because, the first one's kind of by the numbers spawn. So is this.
Yeah.
This time it's more personal. His friend died.
Yeah.
His old partner
He's got to go
betrayed
back
him.
and go back home and take
Yeah.
out his partner.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how do you deliver it?
But how you deliver it is in its whole ambiance. Like this entire mood was so different. Like I found myself just
We
like,
didn't talk
subtle.
at all.
Yeah, and that
You're
wasn't
welcome,
because of-
2.5%.
Yeah, it's because of the 2.5. I was just sucked into
No,
like
no,
these
that's the thing is, like-
dramatic scenes. Yeah,
This is gonna be like a 30-minute watch because like we were so in it.
I found myself often like because I think in the first one there were times where I was like, okay, let's go back to some of the action.
The first one was fun to watch with someone because it was like a party,
Yeah.
and this one was hard to watch. Like I kept forgetting I was on camera, so it was
Yeah.
hard to watch on camera because I kept being like, and I kept forgetting to like do the thing.
Like to make a comment,
Right.
Yeah,
Because it was hard to share it because I was like, oh.
yeah. I was sucked into that one. I'm really surprised by how transportive of an experience that was.
I was very immersed in a very painful way. Like I'm very tense. I'm very exhausted. I'm very like affected by the violence. I don't do well with ultra violence. I used to love like, slashers and brutal violent movies of like, action. But the older I get, the more it affects me in a way that like I don't like to put myself in that position. I don't like to I don't want 2 hours of pain that I can avoid. And I know that, some people find catharsis in horror and some people find like enjoyment in brutal action, but there's something in me that like it's just putting myself in pain for longer and like life's hard. So it was weird to watch that and be like, I don't want to experience assault of people because why? And in a good way, it was successful, but it made it so like, yeah, killing's bad. Like I felt that.
It's what I like your Punisher comparison though.
Yeah.
Because my mind immediately went to, but how did Coy enjoy Punisher?
So the first season of Punisher, I thought really delivered on this is a man that only knows pain, so he has to inflict pain. And I think one of the things that I didn't like about season 2 of Punisher was it then became a man striking vengeance as revenge without it being any sort of nothing seemed to impact his emotionality. He was just rage. And that's what I struggle with John Wick 3 compared to 1, 2, and 4 is John Wick 3, like the artistry of the gun fu and the pain of it doesn't feel like it's as important as the cool. And so I like the violence of John Wick movies because it's so removed from reality. It doesn't feel like I'm living it. But the thing these movies do is I feel like I watch someone get beaten to death, and I don't like that. But that's the good of it succeeding.
Yeah, because also the other thing that came up with the Punisher comparison was the fact that this reflected on the fact they're both vets.
Right.
You know,
and with the way we treat vets and the way you can go after, because there is a ticking clock of usefulness to the government that when it runs out, is it private sector or VA? Is it some of the homeless people in LA? Is it like and that it's another cliche writing action thing of like, now I'm private, and it was delivered a bit more in a painful way here. It was delivered in a way that's I have nothing left. This is my wife and kids. Like, Denzel just killed that wife's husband. Yeah. And, like, you have to live that.
I thought this was kind of a bold way to do a sequel. I thought this was really bold.
Yeah.
Because I bet if we put on the trailer, it would just be like a cool
it's the opening.
movie. Yeah, I bet they would take a lot of these scenes and make it look like it's just a bitchin' movie, isn't it? Look at him kicking ass.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they would communicate at all what the actual feeling of this movie is.
And because of the sequel, I have no idea what the third one is.
As I remember, like, I used to kind of follow Anton Fuqua's career a little bit better, and I sort of fell off the map a little bit. Obviously, I haven't seen freaking Equalizer 2, so clearly. But he did like The Replacement Killers, which was a cool action movie and all. Which had a lot of drama, but it was like really for the action. You watch it, and then he did like Training Day, and like Equalizers. I don't see any of the Training Day in that.
No,
but here I see the Training Day of this collaboration of Denzel and Tom Fuqua. Like, I could see that in here.
You see why this is his first sequel. Like, you see what the pitch was that makes it worth Denzel and Anton.
You know, when people say we have to do a sequel if the story's good and it matters and justified, a lot of times you're like, what a load of crap.
Yeah.
And this was like, no, I see it. Like, they really had something they wanted to tell.
And it feels like, honestly, they made the first movie to get to this one.
In a lot of ways, like, you gotta get that vibe.
We'll give them one, and then we'll make ours.
You gotta get that vibe, yeah.
Because this felt way more like what I'd expect from a Denzel movie, not like... I love the first one, but it's very much like we got Denzel in an action movie, so it's going to have more nuance. This one is like, there's a lot of nuance. We've sprinkled in some action.
Yeah. It felt more like they let, the first one still does feel like Denzel.
I love the first one still.
You get like a different side of Denzel. You get that fatherly side of him.
Yeah.
He is that, you get those fatherly qualities, of course, with Chloe Grace Moretz and everyone else because he's mentoring left and right. He's a life coach everywhere he goes, sure. But this one, they become a lot more direct with him and Miles, where it's very much a parenting type
the first one felt like an uncle. This one felt like a dad.
Yeah.
Like an uncle that's like coming in, fixing stuff, giving you a lesson. I'm out of here. This one's like, I got to raise this kid. He's going to sit in a rocking chair and he's going to listen to me.
Yeah.
This was so powerful. And that's why when you ask like what do I like better, it's pizza or burgers. They're different meals, they're different nourishments, they're different flavors.
Yeah, Equalizer's much easier. First one's much easier to put on.
100%.
But this is the one where I'm like, all right, guys, let's turn the lights off and let's pay attention.
Yeah, this one's plated. This is one of those restaurants that plates their food. This one's got like fancy garnish on it, and it's still a really like good meal, but it's a lot more complicated. And then the first one's like, I like pizza, 2 pizzas, the gun on top.
Because there's no scene in here, even with the action. There's no. I would probably watch like the finale action back again as like a study for sure. It's a scene I would just put on, but like there's action scenes in the first one where you're like, I just want to see this cool moment.
Play that again.
Whereas here, even some of the coolest part, like the car chase scene,
that was so sick.
It was so well crafted, and a lot of times car chase scenes, I normally don't really love a lot of them.
Sure.
I think a lot of times they're like really choppy and they don't feel that cool. And you gotta find that right line. And I thought that was a really well edited and shot car chase sequence that had a really good crescendo at the end. And even that was like, this is really suspenseful. I'm not just watching going, look how cool.
Right.
Yeah, this is
and
really
I know
intense.
he survives, but I still was in suspense. Like, obviously he doesn't stab him to death. Like, you know that the bad guy's going to lose and you're still invested. They did such a good job making it tense.
It's funny how this movie is also 20 minutes shorter because it feels
like
longer.
a 4-hour.
But in a complimentary way.
Right.
It feels longer because it really feels like it took its time.
And I'm more exhausted. Like, it feels like I cannot describe how I feel. I'm very like flattened out by this movie. How is that 2 hours and 2 minutes? Because I'm wrecked.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's surprising how short it was.
Across the Spider-Verse long as this movie.
It's funny when we saw Across the Spider-Verse. I remember watching it, going, "How long is this? This is long." I didn't know the runtime. Did you know the runtime?
220.
Did you know it the first time you watched it?
Because I was really excited.
The first time you watched it, you knew I thought it was like,
because the runtime came out, and I was like, "Whoa, this is not the movie that I think they're advertising," and that gave me actually more faith in it, and then it delivered.
I thought we were walking into a 90-minute animated movie.
No,
so when it kept going, I was like, "Wow, this is really long, but I don't want it to end."
Well, because the tone is also like this one, where it's like we're gonna totally change the tone of the movie. Actually, oddly enough, Spider-Verse 1 to 2 is way more in common with this than John Wick 1 to 2.
Oh, 1,000%. John, I thought this would do what John Wick 2 did.
Whereas it Spider-Verse,
like better, like cooler stunts and cooler action scenes. But this was like, no, we're gonna zero in and just give you like more character development. And
we're gonna trust the pace to be ponderous and like painful.
I really did like Pedro Pascal's performance. There is a number in my head though that I kept having to do every time he showed up on screen. I can never just see the character because I'm so aware of Pedro Pascal and the amount of freaking interviews I have seen of him this year alone.
Yep.
So many interviews.
Man does press.
That I was so aware every time he was on screen of what is younger Pedro Pascal before he was Pedro Pascal. Like,
how was this 5 years ago? That man has had some city miles put on him in this press tour because he looks a lot.
That's why he doesn't return in the suit. Because it wore down on him in Mandalorian.
How much makeup was on Pedro Pascal to make him this young in this movie? And he's actually aging better. I think like he's aged in a way that he's more ruggedly handsome.
He's got one of those things where the salt and pepper look and all that.
Totally suits him.
It totally works better.
Because you're right, he looked deep faked at one point. I was like, who's this? Who's this cyborg Pedro Pascal?
Looks a little strange.
Like the young one made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like it's like I've never seen super young Clint Eastwood.
But you haven't? Like
Not
Dirty Harry? Or
even then he looks like 40. Like he's always had a weathered face because he's Clint Eastwood.
He has always looked a little
Imagine
older,
like a wrinkle-free Clint Eastwood. How weird that would look. Even Scott looks like 40 at birth. They both have that like son, Scott Eastwood from the Fast movies.
Oh.
Like they have that
Scott's son.
Scott's son. No, they have that thing where they just have that like they get better and better, more weathered.
Yeah.
I feel like Pedro Pascal has that.
Yeah, I definitely think he has that. I still was able to, whenever I moved past those thoughts, I was still able to see the performance for what it was, and I thought he actually did a really great job. Him and Denzel read off each other very well.
Yeah, that scene on the bench was great. The wind makes it interesting line was delightful.
But even villain reveal scene was done really well. Like I love the way that was done. I like how he doesn't just descend into
madness.
I thought like a Scream villain. Like he actually,
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I thought he would descend into. Like, let's see if he just has a lot of fun now, chewing up the scenery.
Are we going to get a monologue? No, we got like this really cool scene in a kitchen that felt like a scene in a kitchen. It felt like, that's why I kept saying fences. This movie feels like a drama set in houses and fences. Like, it does that.
Kingsman, he also plays Government Man, who also betrays.
Apparently, mid-30s Pedro face was Government Man, and now rugged Pedro in his late 30s, 40s
is Daddy Man.
Daddy's doing the work. And this one, he actually was a father.
And yeah, the guy who plays Miles. Do you know the actor's name?
I don't know his name, but I really like his work.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So in Wu-Tang: An American Saga, he plays RZA. And I don't know how much you know about Wu-Tang Clan, but RZA was one of the most instrumental figures in hip-hop where he was able to be a producer, an artist, an actual rapper, and basically started the business. And he combined multiple sounds of like different styles of hip-hop from like Staten Island and Brooklyn and all these different places. And he was one of the original MCs that mixed sounds from like other mediums. So he was like gathering dialogue scenes from like kung fu movies and putting it over like beats and all these things.
That's right, RZA directs, yeah.
And so that's what the actor needs to be able to do, is be someone convincing of like, I'm gonna make everything work with all of these disparate parts and make it seem like I can deliver all that while also being a guy that runs a crew that's 12 people strong and why it's important. So he's got like that job as an actor is impossible to be like, I'm this, 10 things that RZA is, but also be so charismatic that it's not a boring exposition dump. And to be able to keep up Denzel, I don't know how old dude is, but like, what an incredible force of a 20-something.
I do want to look. I feel, because you always hear those stories about Denzel,
where he like brings people under his wing.
Yeah.
I mean, he got Chadwick's start.
Yeah, as one example of
Yeah.
of Denzel being like, as I'm sure the guy probably had to screen test with Denzel. But let's see if there's some like facts on it.
I also want to know the dude's name because he's great.
I would like to know.
He's skinny, but I think if he bulked up, he'd be such a good Bishop. 6.7? Oh, people went into this thing and they'd get an action movie. Good
Oh
old
yeah, I could totally see why people would be disappointed with it.
Orson Bean is a delight. You passed Ashton Sanders.
Miles Whitaker.
Yeah.
Miles Whitaker. Ashton Sanders. Okay, it's a pretty easy name to remember.
Ashton Sanders is. Oh, and he's third billed on the little stars list there. Well deserved. I think An American Saga is one of the best shows that not enough people are talking about. It just finished its 3-season run. It wrapped. Yep.
It was his first sequel.
Yep. Good call.
Okay. Hold on. They wanted the fight scenes to be as realistic as possible.
Tyrone Woodley trained Denzel. That's cool as hell. I love that. Tyrone Woodley's fantastic.
The Equalizer. That's funny. Okay. Come on, I'm trying to find that one fact. But I'm finding myself like wanting to read all the facts.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't get caught
Donald
up.
Cerrone trained too, man. Cowboy's one of my favorite fighters. I love that 2 UFC fighters, maybe more, helped Denzel get even more badass.
Miles' gag based on the Bloods. That's cool.
Let's see. Oh, this is all the tax credits in Boston. That makes sense.
Okay, I just want to look up how this guy.
You could look up, like, it might be easier to Google, like, Ashton
Sanders
and Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. There's got to be like something here. It's like, look, they're doing like interviews
They're doing
together
press together.
for promoting the movie.
Yeah. Have they been into other stuff together? Oh, I didn't realize. I haven't seen Moonlight yet. I didn't realize he was in it.
Is he?
Yeah, it just said Moonlight Breakout. Moonlight Breakout, Ashton Sanders. Continue to have their surrogate father-son relationship.
Is it for sure for the movie Moonlight?
It says Moonlight Breakout.
Oh.
Holding the
Oh, I
Moonlight
thought
star
it was
accountable.
like a phrase.
Oh, no, like Moonlight's in quotes.
Yeah, they're doing these interviews together. Come on, give me a fact. Just give me a
The
fact.
exploration of the surrogate father-son relationship in the script, who also wrote, helped. Bones were there, hadn't met Ashton yet, and the idea was good. He said, the mentor-mentee relationship only grew as we got to know each other. That became a conversation between takes. It was natural because I have 2 sons, and he was like my 3rd son. So it doesn't sound like he actually brought him on. If he didn't know him before.
Sounds like he knew him before.
He said, right, didn't I just read he didn't? I hadn't met Ashton yet.
Oh, wow.
Which surprises me because their relationship was incredible.
That's cool.
Okay, so we need to see how Ashton Sanders got his start.
Yeah.
Because, like,
this is going to be 20 minutes of a coin I just reading.
Just like, how would you like to watch us read? Sanders continue to tell us something sort of people relate to. Yeah, no, this guy's, like, so good.
All right. Well, sweet, guys. Well, what did you think about the Equalizer 2, guys? Do you think it's better than the first? Do we avoid the trailer for 3?
It's already out, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We've gotten this far, right? Like, unless it plays in front of a movie in the next, like, week in theaters, it's going to be out of the trailer rotation.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, if there's a trailer, too, we could react to it for people that watch these and then, like, have that. But then we'd know too much.
I don't know if I want to.
Because trailer 2s are story.
I don't know if I want to see a trailer.
I'll avoid.
It'd be pretty cool to avoid the trailer.
And just go in, like, who's the Pedro and David Harbour of the 3rd one? Like, who's that actor that we're like, oh, my God.
I did have one thing spoiled for me
Of this?
of who's in it.
Oh, okay. Is this
Not,
something
not the villain, but it would. If you manage to avoid this information, that would be awesome.
I will try. Is it Bill Burr?
No,
Good.
It'll make you laugh for sure. I don't want to say anything.
Okay,
but
I mean, it's set in Boston. Just gotta make sure.
Found out, and I was like, really? Corey's gonna laugh at this.
I mean, I hope Ashton Sanders is in it. The kid's great. Or guy,
yeah,
I guess.
I haven't looked up any of the cast. No, I found out who one of the cast members was, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh, that's so funny.
I'm so curious now. Is it
you'll know why when
I find out.
Yeah.
Is it something that when does it come out? September?
Yeah.
So we'll probably get it in like November.
October. This is a 45-day window.
Oh, is that the thing?
That's what it all is. That's how I map out my what's to react.
So late October.
It's 45 days from when Transformers comes out.
And that's the day. So we could do, we'll have an October movie to look forward to in the dry season.
There is no dry season here.
This was so different than I expected. I'm really happy we just had that. I think Kraven the Hunter's out in October though. And I'm so glad it was so different because we spent the whole time silently wondering what this movie was in such a good way. I'm curious what the overall consensus though on favorite is because there's two different movies. Let me know in the comments which of the two you like and why.
Well, we'll see you guys in October. That's when Koi will finally return to the channel.
That's it. Not until then. Not for all the things we're doing between now and then. That's then. Attraction 2.
Secret Invasion.
Also, I mean, in this series, in the movie series.
Yeah, that's right.
And also Koi's Comic Corner and trailers. I'll be here.
And the Minions.
And obviously
the great Extraction
that
2.
Great journey.
Next day.
Minions. Just Steve Carell growing it up, just having a time.
I think there's no Steve Carell in that one. I think this is how we're feeling.
Oh man, can you imagine just the sounds and not an actor to anchor it? How maddening that would be. No thanks.
I think we should just really have just constant,
just pure chaos,
pure chaos, and no smoothness in what we choose.
Just totally left field. Next, we should watch a very intense drama that's not fun to watch us watch. A 3-hour Oscar bait film that's really dry.
All right, guys. After watching Extraction 2, we are doing The English Patient. I hear it's a fun one.
It's gonna be a romp, a real good time.
All righty, guys. Peace out, Reject Nation.